What's good, peeps? Hopefully everyone is doing well. Hopefully everyone is staying safe. What do you guys make of these new videos I'm doing? These Today in Boxing videos. Honest feedback, honest opinion. What do you guys think of them? I just feel like there are some stories that don't require a separate vid, but I still want to touch on them. And I feel like this is the only way I can do it. I'm not going to put out a video of a 2-minute subject. There's just no point in doing that. I just don't see the point. So I feel like these videos make it easier for me to talk about everything. I do feel like some videos or some subjects, do need separate videos. So I'm still going to do those. But for now, I don't think the news has been that great to the point where I need to make a single video about it. That's just my opinion. But these aren't forever. Obviously, during this sort of COVID-19 where we've not had any boxing, the stories have been pretty thin. So I feel like doing these type of videos just make it easier. I don't know. What do you guys think? I haven't had any negative feedback. I haven't had anyone saying stop doing these videos. So I'm guessing people are okay about it. But it would be nice to hear what you guys think. Obviously, I've tried to mix it up during COVID. I've done sort of what would happen if these fighters met each other. I've done sort of 1990s or 2000 versus 2010 and 2020. So I've tried to mix it up a bit. And I feel like this is me still trying to mix it up a bit. So these videos aren't going to last. I'm not going to continually do these videos all the time when boxing starts. But for now, I think they make sense. But again, your feedback would be much appreciated. All right. Let's see what news we've got today. Again, I'm just looking at this right now. I have no idea what we've got. All right, what's this? David Price, I've earned the right to decide when I retire. Yeah. It's difficult, isn't it? All right. With David Price, I think we like David Price, right? David Price is one of those fighters that we actually like. So, or I do anyway, personally. Seems like a nice guy. So when I see him get knocked down or knocked out, I feel like I just don't like seeing it. I don't like seeing it. But I don't know. As long as he goes through the right medical channels, right? Does all the brain scans and everything seems to be okay. Or, I'd love to know what the threshold is for okay, right? Because there's no boxer out there right now that does a brain scan and their brain is like my brain, right? I mean, surely it's going to be slightly damaged. Even the best boxer out there, I mean, all the sparring, all the punches, surely it's going to be slightly damaged, right? It's not going to be at 100%. Is mine at 100%? I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? So what's like the threshold? Is it like between 70 and 100 and the doctor signs you off? Do you know what I mean? I mean, what, 60 and 100? I'd love to know this. I've got to interview someone actually about this and find out, like, all the tests that these boxers do. There must be a threshold because no boxer is ticking the box at 100%. Bullshit. It's not possible, right? It's not possible. There is going to be some brain damage. Whether it's very minute or not, there's going to be some brain damage. So I guess David Price, going back to what I was saying, as long as he is being ticked off by medical doctors saying that he's okay to box, there is nothing too serious, then who are we to tell him to retire? I guess for David Price, my only question with David Price is, what are we still fighting for? Is it finances or is it a genuine want to, I don't know, win a European title or something like that? Or, I don't know, have that one last big fight. I doubt it. I thought Chisora was that, even though it was on late notice. Chisora was that last big fight, right? That was a pay-per-view card. That was Josh Taylor Prograis, right? So, he gets those opportunities, doesn't he? He gets pay-per-view cards. Povetkin, he gets pay-per-view cards. Before that was Kuzman on the Joshua Povetkin. So he's been on some big fight cards. So I don't know. With David Price. I wish him all the best. Again, seems like a great guy. I just, it's because I like him as a person that I don't want to see him in there taking punishment. I don't want to see it. I feel like it's unnecessary punishment. Yeah. I don't know. All right, what's this? BKFC to up $20 million offer to Mike Tyson for bare knuckle fight. Are they saying that they're going to make the offer 20 million or that they've already offered him 20 million and they're going to now up it to even more? This is unbelievable, right? I mean, to be honest though, even that figure might be low, you know. I know people might laugh, like, what, 20 million? I'm telling you now, if Mike Tyson was to, especially in the shape and all the little things that we're seeing about Mike Tyson right now, if Mike Tyson was to come back on a BKFC card and fight, I don't know, I can't even think of a name, to be honest, but anyone, right, it's going to do ridiculous pay-per-view numbers. It's going to do ridiculous. I mean, it's going to go well over 1 million. Well over 1 million pay-per-view buys. So $20 million sounds a lot, but it ain't, because he's going straight over 1 million. Straight over. I mean, it's Mike Tyson, right? It could go 1.52 million. No exaggeration. It could go that crazy. Because again, every person would tweet it. Everyone. It would be all out there in the ether. Like, and I'm talking people that have huge numbers, huge followings. They would tweet it, right? I mean, you think of any boxer now, any boxer, even Floyd, Mike Tyson's more popular than all of them. Joshua and Canelo, all of them. And the fact that he's actually looking in shape have got some people intrigued. People are like, oh, hello, Mike Tyson. So 20 million could be cheap. But look, I don't know. Is this even going to happen? I don't know. What's going on here? Is he really having a fight? Or is he just getting in shape and then he's going to decide, nah? Or is it even still for charity? Is it still an exhibition? Like when we hear, okay, we're going to give you 20 million, but is he giving that money to charity? Or is it just him now? I don't know where we are with it. Yeah, I don't know. What's this? WBC president, Mayweather fight could have ended Canelo's career. Yeah, it was young, wasn't he? Though it was so young. And the first half of the fight was a good performance. I know what he means in the sense that once you become a victim like that of Mayweather, you kind of do just trickle away and you almost just disappear into the ether. But I think Canelo had too much behind him. Too many fans like behind him, Oscar, Golden Boy behind him. He was never going to do that. And obviously he had judges behind him, right? One judge gave it a draw. So it didn't make it look like it was that bad a performance. It didn't. But I think he's done well. Who did he fight in the immediate aftermath of that? Sorry, peeps, let's have a quick look at this. I can't remember. I know someone right now is screaming the name, but I can't remember who he actually fought straight after Floyd. Because it wasn't a damaging defeat in terms of physically damaging, was it? Straight after Floyd, he fought Angulo. Okay, and then Lara. Fucking hell. Then Kirkland, then Cotto. Canelo ain't no joke, boy. Then Khan. It's a bit of a joke, that one was. Let's be honest, it was a bit of a joke, the Khan one, innit? I mean, getting Khan to jump up to middleweight. I know it was 155, but over 154 is middle. What else we got here? Promoter Frank Sanchez wants to step up, fight champions. I don't think so. I know he beat Joey Daweko, who people still think floored Anthony Joshua prior to the Andy Ruiz fight. Maybe he did, right? Maybe he did, who knows? But I don't know about this Frank Sanchez. He's a lot older than they say, as I tell you that now. He looks about 45. They're saying he's 27. What? They're not saying Frank Sanchez is 27. No, from Cuba. It's not 27. I'm sorry. There is no way on this planet that man. There's no way I am 12 years older than Frank Sanchez. I know we all age differently, but there's no way. But aside from his age anyway, he is a decent boxer. So it would be nice to see him step up. 15-0, 11 knockouts. Joey Daweko was a step up. I'm trying to think who would be a decent name for him to step up. Someone like a Gerald Washington, maybe. So you're moving into that top 30 bracket, and then you beat Gerald Washington. Who could he take on? I was thinking of someone like Hellenius, but Hellenius obviously is coming off that good win against Kalnaki, so Hellenius doesn't want to roll the dice against Frank Sanchez. Hellenius himself wants a big name. So, I mean, there are names out there right now, right? For example, Hellenius has now put himself back in the picture again, all of a sudden, as a top 20, top 25 guy, when I thought he was coming to the end and was more of a not even a gatekeeper, more of just a guy that you would put your unbeaten guy against. So that's kind of is a gatekeeper actually, isn't it? But yeah, let's see what happens with Frank Sanchez. All right, what else have we got here? Jason Rosario. I don't have any problems making 154 and plan to stay here. Bloody hell. I have no idea how he makes £154. I have no idea. This guy looks about, what does he look, 6'1"? Is that exaggeration? Looks about, for me, looks about 6'1", 6'2". Could be wrong. I don't know how he makes £154. Don't know how he does it, but great boxer. Obviously coming off that really good win. Let's see, right? We want to see the Charlo fight. Let's see if we get the Charlo fight. But even if we don't get the Charlo fight, there's still other fights I want to see in that division as well. I mean, Lubin's there, Heard's there, right? Heard once he's come back. Let's see what Heard can do. So we'll see. We'll see. How old is Rosario out of interest? 25. Okay, I didn't even know about that knockout loss to Nathaniel Gallimore, who Lubin beat last time out. So the 154-pound division, there isn't a boss of it, is there? I mean, Charlo lost to Harrison. I know he got his belts back, but he did. Harrison's been beaten. Heard's been beaten. Lara's still there. He's been beaten. Julian Williams obviously beat Heard, but then lost to Charlo, and now has lost to Rosario. So everyone's beating everyone. So it really is an exciting division. Let's see if we can get some good fights on in the new year. Anything else? Fury co-trainer Andy Lee. New team, game plan, invigorated Tyson. Yeah, I've said that a lot. Not necessarily about Fury, but I think in general, like I'm not one for keep switching camps. I don't think that's good, right? You're not going to learn anything if you keep switching camps. You need to give a camp 3 or 4 fights. As Tyson Fury did, to be honest. Tyson Fury did give Ben Davison, Sefer Safiri, I know people might laugh about this, but Sefer Safiri, Pianetta, and the Wilder. So he did give him 3 camps, right? Oh, sorry, and what am I talking about? Of course, Tom Schwartz and Otto Volin. So he gave him his opportunity, but I think sometimes it does get stale listening to the same game plan, the same ideas, the same voice. Sometimes it's good to switch things up and hear a different voice in the corner. It is. Sometimes it is good. Not all the time, right? I mean, why change something that isn't broken? But if you feel like, why change something? Why fix something that isn't broken? But if you feel like you can add something by switching camps, then why not try? I think what Tyson Fury done was brave, if I'm honest with you, especially considering that a lot of people thought you, Ben Davison, that team worked to beat Wilder the first time. So the idea to switch it the second time is very, very brave. I do wonder if it was because of the Otto Volin fight. I wonder if Tyson Fury came through that fight easy and it was not a problem. I wonder if he would have switched up, because obviously that fight was a bit of a problem for him. He did struggle at times in that fight, regardless of the cut. I wonder if that was like, okay, that was the sign that we need to switch something up in order to beat Wilder. We're not going to beat Wilder like this. We're not going to. But yeah, that was a masterful performance. It really was. All right, what's this one? Carl Frampton. Santa Cruz has to take sole responsibility for third fight not happening. I don't think Santa Cruz cares. I don't think Santa Cruz cares. He really doesn't. Again, I've not seen, and maybe because I'm looking at it from, I don't know, a UK standpoint, but I've not seen anything from Santa Cruz saying the opposite, like, oh, we should have had a third fight. I just think he's moved on. I think he's moved on. I really do. And now, for example, he's chasing Gervonta Davis. Personally, I would rather see him versus Gary Russell Jr. Personally, Gary Russell coming up. But I don't know. I think Carl Frampton, obviously, he's got this fight against Herring. Hopefully that still happens. If he wins that, and I've said this, if he wins, and it's a big if, Herring's solid, then I think it's a more attractive proposition for Leo Santa Cruz to have that fight at 130. I think that's what Leo Santa Cruz would take. Right now, I think he's just moved on. It was 2 good fights. They won a piece. Not a problem. Jose Ramirez, not interested in facing Catterall at all. I want Taylor after Postal. That's what it should be, right? No disrespect to Catterall. I know he's mandatory, I think, for one of Ramirez's belts, but an undisputed belt where every single thing is on the line is what we want. Everything's on the line. The Ring Magazine belt's on the line. The right to call yourself the #1 140 pounder is on the line. Some people will ask, or some people will make the assumption, and I think it's a good assumption, that whoever wins that fight between Ramirez and Taylor could be a pound for pound top 5. So those are the things that are on the line. Those things are so much more important than a catch-all fight. That can wait. It can wait. Right now, we have to get on Ramirez versus Taylor. I think Taylor beats Ramirez, but my American counterparts keep emailing me and messaging me saying, Ade, what are you talking about? Ramirez would stop Taylor. It's got to happen, right? Catch-all, I'm sorry, dude. You might have to wait. You might have to wait about a year. But you understand why you're waiting. We're not talking about anything other than a number 1 fight, an undisputed fight, every belt on the line fight, supersedes everything. Hearn, we need to get tougher with fighters, eradicate easy fights for big money. Ooh, money is running out. Money is running out. Hearn is speaking about this stuff a lot right now. I'm going to do a separate video on DAZN. DAZN struggling a bit. They're wobbling big time. The owner of DAZN, whose name I can't remember right now, I was reading this in the Financial Times yesterday, is looking for new investment. Obviously, they've spent billions and billions of dollars trying to buy up sports content, right? They still haven't breached the biggest markets, though. And I mean that in the sense of over here, it would be Premier League football. In America, it would be NBA, NFL, right? They still haven't breached those. But they're struggling. The money right now is on pause because obviously there's no sports content. They probably haven't got the signups that they hoped they would get. And you do wonder if it might end horribly bad for DAZN. You do wonder if they've just overspent and they haven't... they would have drew up their forecast of what they need at this time, right? So June 2020, we need to be here. And I think they're there. Fingers crossed it still works out, because I do think in terms of value for money, it's still great. I really do think that. But I don't know, if people don't sign up, right? If they don't get the sports content they want to get, so it's all well, for example, it's all well and good getting the Bundesliga. I think they've got La Liga. That's all well and good, but we know it's all about the Premier League. It's all about the Premier League. It's all well and good getting some of the American sports they've got, but we know it's all about the NBA and the NFL. I think they have highlights packages for one of them, but if you can't get the NBA or NFL, you're not breaching America. If you can't get the Premier League, you're definitely not breaching Europe. You're not, right? I mean, yes, you can do well in Bundesliga and Liga and maybe even Serie A, but you need the Premier League. Can't get those free, problem. Oh, hello, this is interesting. This might take a few minutes, this one. Sean Porter, I would rather have had Pacquiao's career than Mayweather's. Let the debate begin. I'm going to put it out there and say, I agree. I concur with Sean Porter. I really do, people. Now, look, I'm not saying that when it all comes down to where they ranked in terms of sort of pound for pound of all time, that Pacquiao is higher than Mayweather. That's another discussion altogether. But when I look at Pac-Man's career, for me personally, it doesn't even make sense. I have to be brutally honest with you. It doesn't make sense. The fact that his last fight was Keith Thurman doesn't even make sense for me. It doesn't make sense. He's unbelievable. I mean, there's too many runs. There's too many runs in too many eras. Like there's that, by the way, there was an era before Marquez, Morales, Barrera. There was an era before that, right? I think he was already like a 2-weight world champion before that. But then you got that era. And then you got that era where he moved up to like 140, beat, I think it was David Diaz. Could be wrong. Fact check me. Then obviously Oscar De La Hoya faded, but I don't care. People forget about that. Oscar De La Hoya was the A-side in that fight, right? It's not like Pac-Man is saying, okay, for me to fight you, you have to come down to what? Oscar De La Hoya dictated everything. Everything was on Oscar De La Hoya's terms. Pac-Man beat him up. Everyone was like, oh my God. Then obviously that era where Hatton Cotto. I don't want to think Margarito, right? And then you feel like, all right, then Timothy Bradley, then Marquez again. Yeah, you had the Floyd fight, didn't perform well, we know that. And then he's had this little resurgence again where he just smashed up Lucas Matisse, Keith Thurman. I've missed out so many parts. I don't think Floyd can compete with that in terms of just the marquee net. I don't think so. Floyd's had some amazing bits as well. Some amazing bits. He's unbeaten. Ugh. It's a tough one, right? It's a tough one. Tough one. Sometimes I look at the Floyd fights, the ones towards the latter part of his career, where I really do wish there was a Keith Thurman in there. I really do wish there was an Amir Khan fight in there. I really do wish there was those guys, right? Those newcomer guys coming up, right? A passing of the torch match, I'd like to call it. Some people might say Canelo was, but obviously he still continued way after that. I mean, for people like Andre Berto, Victor Ortiz, and even Guerrero to get opportunities when there are other guys better, that's the issue. That's the issue. But I say it's an issue. It's not an issue. I'm just when you're comparing these two. But we'll move on before I get castrated by someone. EUBANK Jr., there's only one Roy Jones. Can't teach any fighter how he fought. Very true. There's been a lot of talk like this about Floyd, right? Floyd's obviously, is he training Devin Haney? I don't know what's going on there, but Floyd could be a good trainer, but Floyd's ego's got to leave the room and realize that you can't train someone to be him. Same as Roy Jones. You can point out things, but you can't teach someone to be Roy. Like, Roy was masterful. Masterful. EUBANK Jr. isn't like that. He's not that type of fighter. He doesn't have that kind of movement. If EUBANK Jr., though, can get like 5% of Roy's movement, right, then, boy, 5% is a big thing in this boxing game. It's a big thing. We'll see how he gets on. I do like the matchup. Sorry, the link up. I don't know if you guys watched, EUBANK Jr. done an interview with Kugan Cassius on IFL TV. Go and watch it. It's a very good interview. He does seem as though he's more level-headed, right? He's grown up now. There's this thing about him and his dad, and it kind of feels like, look, you never ever want to push your dad away, right? His dad gives him great advice. Trust me, great advice. How can you not get advice from your dad that's dealt with promoters and managers that have shafted him? Great advice, but you do need to become your own man. It looks like he's now become his own man. And I like the link up. I like that fact that he's in the gym constantly every single day. He says training, twice or 3 times a day with Roy Jones. He will soak up knowledge. Whether he uses it in the fights is another thing, but he's there. He's doing the right things. You got to love it. All right, Abel Sanchez on GASSIEV. I want him to face Andy Ruiz, Kaunaki, or Helenius. I've actually completely forgot about GASSIEV as a heavyweight. It's almost like he's had so many fights, not so many, like 2 or 3 comeback fights that have fallen through because of, I don't know, is it contractual problems or injuries? I don't think he's fought. Let's have a check here. I don't think he's fought since the World Boxing Super Series final. Yes, he's not fought since the 21st of July, 2018. That's unbelievable. That's actually unbelievable. So he's not fought in nearly 2 years. Wow. Okay. Still relatively young though, isn't he? I can't remember his age. I'm pretty sure he's only like 25, 26 or something. But yeah, that's crazy. You think about Usyk as well, that the person he actually fought in that, Usyk's only fought twice since that final as well, right? Bellew and Witherspoon. I don't know. Let's see what GASSIEV can do at heavyweight. He looks like he's big enough for it, but his mobility looks lacking, right? To be honest with you. And I mean, Abel Sanchez, I don't know. I don't think of Abel Sanchez as the coach that works on movement too much. Let me put it that way. So we'll see. We'll see what can be done. I do wonder if he's going to jump the queue and fight someone of note straight away. He was supposed to fight Joey DeWeco a couple of times. That fight got pulled. I don't know, man. He mentions Kaunaki, Helenius, Ruiz. He ain't getting those fights. He ain't. Not yet, anyway. Amir Khan, keeping trainer options open. Feels he can train himself. Okay. Okay. Don't know about that, personally. Well, it depends how long he thinks he's got left. I think he's going to retire. If I'm honest with you, I don't think we'll see Amir Khan in a boxing ring again, which is a shame because I would like to see him go out in a big fight, right? If his last fight is going to be Billy Dib, is that right? Then it's just not enough, is it? Not for Amir Khan. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, last couple of bits. Sergio Martinez embraces idea of Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. rematch. No, thank you very much. We don't want to see that. Shakur Stevenson to face Felix Caraballo on June 9th per co-manager. Who's this Felix Caraballo? Let's have a look. I know his opponent, he was supposed to fight, pulled out, didn't he? Or couldn't get a visa or something. I've never heard of this Felix Caraballo. Let's have a quick look at him. Who is he? 13, 1 and 2. Of those 13 wins, 9 by knockout. From Puerto Rico, last fought 25th of January 2020. I like that. Active. 2 fights in 2019, 3 fights in 2018. Okay. Let's see. Don't know. Obviously, to be honest, look, Shakur Stevenson is fighting this guy, and this guy is coming as an opponent rather than someone that's supposed to actually beat him. Just how it works in boxing, isn't it? So let's see what Shakur Stevenson can do. Wait, what weight is this fight at? Apologies, peeps. What weight is this fight at? What does it say? Is he moved up in weight or not? Don't know. It doesn't say. No, it doesn't say. I can't bother to research out of that. All right. Any last bits? Our last bit on this one. Devin Haney discussed his training with. There's more bits, but video's getting quite long. Devin Haney discussed his training with Floyd Mayweather. Has Devin Haney left his recent trainer? I don't know. I don't know what to make of that one, to be honest. Look, it's never going to hurt a boxer, I don't think, training with Floyd. It doesn't, right? I mean, there's not many people that train as hard as Floyd does. I mean, I remember Zab Judah done an interview with Vlad TV. To type it in, Zab Vlad TV, and Zab spoke about Floyd. He spoke about going down to help Floyd spar. Could have been for the Manny Pacquiao fight. And he said his work ethic was just insane. Like, just insane. Because in terms of natural talents, I mean, hey, Zab was right up there, you know, with Floyd. Like, in terms of just natural raw talent, in terms of speed, movement, agility, power, Zab's got all of that. But I think the thing that does separate them is that work ethic. So if Floyd can instill that work ethic into Devin Haney, if Devin Haney takes anything from this little meetup and it's work ethic, then it's a win-win, right? It's a win-win. And not only that, but he'd want to prove something to Floyd as well. So he's going to work that extra bit harder. I don't know if that means he's now no longer with his trainer. I can't remember his trainer's name. Or if it's just a case of during this little COVID-19, why not? Why stay stale and rusty? Why not go to Floyd Mayweather's gym and learn from one of the best ever to do it? It'd be interesting to see Floyd in a corner. That'd be very interesting. Giving advice. That'd be very, very interesting to see, right? In between rounds, Floyd actually, in a major fight, Floyd giving advice. But again, it's you have to soak up everything with Floyd. We're seeing it with Chris Eubank Jr. now with Roy Jones. Soak it all up. Learn as much as you can. I'd like to see Andre Ward do the same thing. I know he kind of works closely with Shakur Stevenson, but I think that's more of a management thing, I believe. I'd like to see him do it as well. I mean, this knowledge, it's too good to waste. Roy Jones, Andre Ward, Floyd, it's too good to waste. They should be feeding it back. So I'm happy that Roy's doing it and now Floyd's doing it. And I think Floyd is going to want to do this full-time, seriously. I think he's going to want to do it properly as well. He's been in there before with the likes of Javonte Davis, Badu Jack and Ishe Smith, but that's more hitting the pads a few times and just giving words of advice. As a full trainer, this is the first time we're seeing it. And if Devin Haney is his first proper student, then it'll be good to see what happens with Devin Haney in the next sort of year and a half, because we already know how good Devin Haney is. If he can get that 10% bit better and it's because of Floyd, then it's a win-win for everyone. Peace, peeps.